Hey everyone, welcome back to my garden. It is officially June. Today, the time I'm filming this is June 17th. So I feel like that all this going on needs to be looked over again by y'all. This is a family plus public update, and I'm just mushing them together because usually the family gets to see the stuff first, and then the public, it happens usually a week later where stuff also starts to pick up again. But it is June, so everything's picking up at the same time, and I'm scared that if I do the separate videos that I would have a harvest in between and then it doesn't look like anything. Videos are going to be filmed 2 different clips because I do have to go to work this morning, but I'll be back here in the afternoon, probably without the sweater because it will be in the 80s by then. Also, if you see weeds and be like, why isn't she weeding? I don't like weeding, and if it doesn't negatively impact my plants, the weeds can stay. Especially for the weeds you're going to see by the marigolds, because those weeds help that area from flooding when the hose is turned on, because when the hose is turned on it leaks from like the spout area or something like that, and those weeds help a lot without flooding. And I have Cosmos here, so they really appreciate the weeds. For the first part, we're going to pollinate a squash. The bees are really mad I took this, even though they're all by the pumpkins and none are by the squash. Now, I don't usually pollinate my squash because I have so many bees in here, which I'm very glad that they usually just pollinate it for me. But since I'm up early enough, we're gonna pollinate.
Oh my gosh, these bees.
Moving on, this area is the marigolds, the butterfly peas, and the straw flower. Now, marigolds looking super dandy. I just neglect them and they're completely fine. We got some straw flower up here. It's early in the morning, so the straw flower is not blooming yet, and we have all these little buds as well because we cut off the main stalk, which means we have a bunch of side shoots. I totally forgot to mention that the Cosmos are here too. They just haven't flowered yet. We have baby ones right here as well. We have Cosmos around different parts of the garden. Then we have my best thing ever is the butterfly peas. Now, the last 2 months they were stunted, but not June. June, this is the double sky blue. This one is growing like up right there. And this is the double blue queen, which has a secondary vine that I just got and has a flower on it already. And has the main vine that has a bud, 2 buds, 3 buds, and then already 2 flowers on it as well. And the double blue queen is all the way up there, almost to my bedroom window. Okay, we're back to it. As you can see, it's later in the day. It's 12 o'clock. It's cloudy, so we're gonna still go with the garden tour. So the fairy garden looks the same. I do the survival of the fittest, so if the seedlings cannot survive, I don't replant them. So here's what it's looking like. The frogs, lizards, and even the birds have been loving it here. Then over here, that was different from the last clip, is that the pumpkins and cantaloupe are not over here anymore. I just moved them like 2 minutes before filming this clip. So we have more pumpkins. This is the red warty thing pumpkin, and then the sugar pie pumpkin. They're gonna be grown in the same grow bag, and then probably put on the same trellis as everything. And then here is my okra. So this is red burgundy okra right here, and then Mad Hatter peppers right here. Now here are all of our sweet peppers. So we have red bell peppers, banana peppers, purple bell peppers, and orange bell peppers. Now the red bell peppers are doing amazing. Look how many bell peppers we have. And then the banana peppers, I think, are doing the best. Like, look how beefy that banana pepper looks. Look at that. And I know they're ready to harvest at the yellow stage, but we want to wait until they're orange and red just to see how they look like and how they taste like. So that's why they're still on the plant. The purple bell pepper is not giving me anything. I just fertilized this last week, so hopefully after it's been fertilized, it will like skyrocket like this one has. This one has been fertilized twice, and this one has skyrocketed, and it is currently flowering. This is the orange bell pepper, and the French marigold that I saved from death is also doing amazing. Right next to our sweet peppers is our squash and cucumbers. We still have the great lightning squash. Now this squash just started producing female flowers again because it got a little bit too hot and then it started to cool down this week, so it's producing female flowers. And then we have our new addition. I planted actually this one from seed, and this is our round zucchini squash. So it produces zucchini like squash, but they're round instead of like long. They're similar to lemon cucumbers in the way they grow. And this one's actually doing pretty good. Our rescue cucumber is actually doing way better than I expected. This one's stored off, so it can't grow up anymore. It can only grow like this, unfortunately, but it did start to flower again, and we do have little baby cukes. And we have this brilliant cucumber. We just harvested 3 cucumbers from it, and I can see another one about to be ready. This is the Kitchen Mini, and we have a little bee on it right now. Lastly, we have this one. I forget the name of it, but it's the cucumber that grows like super long, and it's actually a melon, but they call it a cucumber. This is the only one that sprouted, so hopefully it will grow big enough to go on this trellis. So y'all remember this huge trellis. So the loofah is still doing amazing. It's actually outgrew the trellis, and it's actually currently climbing up the tree, which I'm just gonna let it go. Like, go girl. And we have our Thai Roselle. Now, I just staked this on the trellis, which meant it's going to look kind of weird because it just did that, which is fine. And then our cantaloupe and pumpkin, which I also just did, so they're going to look a little weird until they orient themselves to the sun, is also up there. And with the zinnias as well. All 3 of them have zinnias. We also have a baby, if I can find it, we have a baby cantaloupe somewhere, like an actual fertilized one. Oh, it's right here. Here is our baby cantaloupe that actually got fertilized. Now we have a bunch of more cantaloupe flowers that haven't opened yet, but hopefully they get fertilized as well. Now the pumpkin is looking a little bit smaller. The pumpkin had 2 vines and its main vine. Now hopefully a pumpkin can produce pumpkins on their not main vine, because the main vine of the fairy tale pumpkin that you see here had aphids on it and ate and killed almost every leaf. But since this vine was on the other side of the garden, it didn't get aphids on it, so hopefully this one stays alive and we can have pumpkins on it. I deal with aphids because the ants that are on my property farm them, and hopefully they don't farm them here because the ants over here have loofah, and loofah has these sweet glands, I think they're called. I don't think you can see it. There's sweet glands, and like produces like this like sweet stuff that ants love, so they don't harvest anything on loofah. So hopefully, since they have this sweet gland next to these like enticing aphid farming plants, hopefully they don't mess with them. So it's currently too hot for any herbs right now, so I know my purple basil is actually flowering. That's surprisingly the only basil that's flowering right now. And then we have the sage, which I want to flower. But hopefully when they flower, they will reseed themselves. And by the time September rolls around, I have all baby herbs that I can choose from. This is my favorite part of the garden, is the tomato area. Now, the reason why they look a bit bald on the bottom is because they're not getting very good air circulation. And there's like a bacterial disease that's going around here, which is containable. So I don't really care. But they have their suckers. So all of them have suckers that are going to grow from the bottom, so I don't really care, and they're still growing from the top, so, and they're still producing, they're still flowering, they're still producing, which means I don't really want to bug them. Like tomatoes, more tomatoes. So these are both Sweet Million. Actually, I think all 3 of these right here are all the Sweet Million. And then we have Sun Sugar, which is like a really weird shape. Actually, the Cherokee Purple did get like a fungus disease, so I did cut the top of it and accidentally only left 1 sucker. So hopefully that 1 sucker will grow to be a big Cherokee Purple tomato like in August. These are my Better Boy tomatoes as well. There was just a pest on them. Oh, there's a stink bug. Get off, get off, get off. Boom, boom. Here's where all our spicy peppers are. Habanero that is currently ripening. Our poblanas are actually finally starting to bear fruit. The Buena Mulata is actually still has a fruit, the Buena Mulata still has a few fruit left, and I think it's going to keep these, and then after they lose these, it's going to flower again. Here are the marigolds doing amazing. This is the Carolina Reaper pepper. After I fertilized these peppers like took off. And then here's the Armageddon one. This is the one I'm super excited to try. It's just now starting to produce flowers. Oh my gosh, is that a pepper I see? Oh! And then this mystery variegated nasturtium, still don't know what it is, and it looks like it has the same disease that all my nasturtiums currently have. So if it survives, we'll see what color the flower is. Yeah, and then the marigolds in here are doing dandy as well. This actually bloomed twice, so unfortunately there's no blooms for today. But the moonflower's blooming. Okay. I thought the moonflower was going to die. Because these dahlias have taken over. But this moonflower, oh my gosh. And then this is my favorite pepper plant by far, is the hot fish peppers, because it's a variegated plant with variegated peppers. And then the cosmos are doing so good. I can't wait for them to flower. Native Garden doing a-okay. I have added a new addition, which is this columbine. It's pink, which I think it's going to go so good when this blooms. And then I fertilized these blackberries, and look how good they're looking. Now, since the main stem died, this is all still first year blackberries, which means they won't flower this year, but they will possibly flower next year. Our cardinal flower is doing amazing. The hellebore is also doing pretty good. I clipped these back since this is not going to flower again, so this can get sunlight. And I have no clue what that is. These carrots are looking awesome, and I actually planted a few more carrots as well. It started coming up, but then these weeds are blocking their sunlight. Get out of here. They're looking awesome. I think I'm going to pull this carrot out even though. But yeah, and then I have short and sweet carrots growing, so hopefully I'll give us a second year old before I can't grow anymore. And then this butterfly pea is now starting to climb and then flower as well. Nasturtiums are not looking too great. They got a disease and it spread to everywhere, so I had to thin them out. So it looks like the bunnies ate them, but they didn't. So this is my cantaloupe and watermelon one seed starters. These are Minnesota midget cantaloupes, so these should be done right around the other cantaloupe should be done to give us multiple cantaloupes. However, I also hear, as you can see, it's like bare. It is wet under there. I've been trying to germinate cream of Saskatchewan watermelon seeds, and they have been taking so long. I suspected this to sprout before these sprouted, but they're taking so long. It's actually frustrating me so much. So if you guys have any tips on how to like germinate these, I've never grown watermelons before, just help me. And then this poor little pepper got moved from my habanero peppers. If y'all didn't know, this was the original habanero pepper, this one right here. Now the other one is not the original. This one just decided that it wanted to die basically, and so now I'm waiting for these little shoots to come up and make the pepper whole again. Unfortunately, it's going to take a while. Last thing, I brought y'all back to the back of the fig tree, the access point to climb the fig tree. And the other day, this fig tree gave us 23 figs, and we made jam, and look how many more figs we are expecting. All the bags are figs, but not every fig is bagged. So if you see big figs that are not bagged, that's because we just haven't gotten around to it yet. And look how many they are. I am so excited for this year's figs harvest.